was thinking about something, right? Yeah, I was thinking about that too. But you know, how do you know when something's natural? Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. You know, it's got that electric feeling to it. That's what I think vibes are. What you feel that way too? That's what's up. So this is what we're bringing today. Waves of energy, mood changing, thought provoking, feeding the spirit within. Peace, man. This is your brother, 2020. You are tuned in to Vibes, Hip Hop Comedy. Wop, boom, bap, and gang, gang. We family over
Thank you
here
for
with
tuning
those
in,
vibes.
people.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
We appreciate you
We tell it like it is.
listening for today.
Straight with no chase.
We're about to bring it to you. Thank you very much. So, we're going to jump right into it. We're going to jump right into it for today. That intro, courtesy of my brother Mizzle Mix. Go check out Mizzle Mix at Mizzle Mix or at Macarino on Twitter, at Mizzle Mix on Instagram, as well as your brother at Agent 2020 on all platforms. On all platforms. All right, people. All right. So, like I said, we're going to get right into it today. This is called, Is Hip Hop Being Used as a Weapon? The reason why I say that is because the story that I'm about to share with you, which is all over social media right now, you know, just one of my tweets alone got about 139 views. Okay? So, this particular subject is going to be a culmination of a lot of different things. You know, we're going to talk about a little bit of everything today. So, go ahead on and grab whatever you need to grab. You know what I'm saying? Sit down with your brother. You know, check me out. All right? So, if you didn't already know, a couple of days ago, Lil Boosie, a.k.a. or now known as Boosie Badass, he was alerted, and I'm just saying it had to go down like this because somebody had to tell him what was going on. So, Lil Nas X, if y'all all know from Old Town Road fame and, you know, a couple of other things that he's done, you know, that's had his name in the news for like the last 6, 7, 8 months. Really since the BET Music Awards, or let me say the MTV Music Awards, whichever one it was. He went live on his Instagram page talking about a collaboration that him and Boosie Badass was going to do. And this caused Boosie to say a few things that I'm not going to say he's regretting to say because, you know, he's a pretty outspoken brother at the end of the day. But he got on Instagram and pretty much went off in his tweet, on his post pretty much. and he's been getting a lot of attention over that. Now, one of the main things that he said that kind of rubbed the LGBTQIA community the wrong way was when he told Lil Nas that he should kill himself. Now, I'm not condoning anybody committing suicide, so don't get it twisted when I say that. But if you want my personal opinion, what I think happened was Boosie got gaslit. Okay? So this is the reason why I came up with the title, Is Hip Hop Being Used as a Weapon? Knowing that as hip hop artists, you know, there's a certain level of masculinity that's involved, okay? We just gonna go ahead and put it all out there. And it's supposed to be that way. And the reason why it's supposed to be that way is because at the end of the day, we men. And since we are men, we're going to have a degree of masculinity, which is 100% natural. Knowing that, the current climate today has a lot to do with this so-called toxic masculinity that everybody's saying that's been in full display here lately. So, taking that into consideration, you know, Boosie's always been a man about his. You know, I can get that to him. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Boosie Badass. Knowing that he's outspoken like he is, I think, and this is just my opinion, but I do believe that it is accurate to a degree. I believe that Lil Nas X gaslit Boosie on purpose. Now, the effect that that's going to have on his career or the LGBT community and how they're going to react to it, we don't know yet. It's just been a couple days, so we're going to see what the outcome is going to be. But if you ask me, my commentary on it is this. Since we know that this whole so-called toxic masculinity thing is a actual issue right now, as far as hip-hop goes, I'm wondering if this was an attempt to see exactly where the LGBTQIA community is as far as hip-hop is concerned. Now, the reason why I say gaslit is because he knew what the outcome was going to be. And since he knew what the outcome was going to be, he was going to pretty much start a conversation now. And it's been started between the LGBTQ community and the hip-hop community. Now, we all know that a situation happened a couple of months ago with the baby, you know, at the Rolling Loud. I'm not sure what state it was in. It was either Texas or Illinois. It was somewhere in the United States. And he made some comments, and the LGBTQIA community wanted to cancel him over those comments, you know. And Dave Chappelle, in his stand-up, I like to call it comedy with a message, and it was called The Closer. He spoke up on behalf of Lil Baby at the same time, and he brought some context to the conversation. Now, the context I'm bringing to the conversation is from the perspective of hip-hop. is this possibly being used as a way to start trying to take hip-hop down? Who knows? Is this a way for Lil Nas X to gain what type of credibility he's looking for? Because he did make some comments about how, he's not respected and as an artist in the hip-hop community, and how, people are looking at him as an artist. That might have something to do with, his image. We can discuss that at a later date. But since we're at this point now, is it being weaponized against toxic masculinity? We all know that, women have been in hip hop since the beginning. If you don't know your history, I think you need to go back and study that. As a matter of fact, I have a podcast that I uploaded, that I did on Blog Talk Radio with Paradise Gray, the architect of X-Clan, and the head curator of the Universal Hip Hop Museum. Give a shout out to my brother Paradise Gray and my brother Cookie. And he was speaking on the origin of hip hop and everything that was involved in it. So I suggest y'all go check that out. It's right here on my Spreaker podcast. It's called Hip Hop History with Paradise Gray. Y'all go check that out. Comment on that. Let me know what you think. Now, knowing that the woman has been around hip hop since the beginning, as far as toxic masculinity go, this was a conversation that was being had in the 90s too. It culminated into a lot of different things. And this is going to be, a conversation we're going to be able to have continuously. It's going to be a couple of parts to this. This is what I would just consider part one. This is the intro. So they considered hip hop a weapon that we were using against the females back in the day, because since it was a male dominated quote unquote culture and a lot of males were the managers of the artists, they pretty much figured that it was a male dominated sport, quote unquote, which I can't say that it was, but in a sense it was, in this case. So this conversation has been brought up again, and now we're in the era of Me Too. We're in the era of, something happened to me 25 years ago, and now, I want somebody to pay for it. Now, I'm not saying that women who have actually had that happen to them are not viable. It's just the ones who use it as a way, as I consider, as a way to get paid. But like I said, that's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother time. So my whole thing about this is that I really truly believe that it is time for us to start doing something different. You know what I mean? And it's a conversation we need to have. It's definitely a conversation we need to have. We're going to get more into it, but what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to play a little music here, okay? This song that I'm about to play is off of a project that me and a friend of mine started. My brother Mizzle Mix, like I mentioned him earlier. We got a project coming out called Destination Anywhere. And this song is called Nobody, featuring your brother Agent 2020. So y'all go ahead on and check this out. This is Nobody.
I'm just another lost soul out here that nobody is looking for. Nobody trying to live right to the beat. I'm just another lost soul out here that nobody is looking for. Nobody feels like I'm stuck in repeat. I sleep to work, I work to survive because choice is an illusion and freedom is a lie. Most people never make it to see they slice of the pie. The gift of a long life is watching everybody die. I watch mama pass shaking and season death is a dancer, praying to a God who wouldn't answer. She said a praise, he gave her cancer. Two fucked up kids and a nigga who only cared about his dick and his wallet. I can't call it, I'm just a man trying to understand the master plan they say was passed down from high hands. Somebody bullshit, cause I've been here a long minute, watching people enjoy it, heaven while I didn't. With good folks spending life looking to the sky, living every day, hoping it gets better when they die. This is what's appealing about the liquor and the highs. You gotta burn, I realize, I'm realizing the real life. I'm just another lost soul out here that nobody is looking for. Nobody trying to live life to the beat. I'm just another lost soul out here that nobody is looking for. Nobody feels like I'm stuck in repeat.
A-Town, big city of dreams. But tell me what you know about the yells and screams. Tell me what you know about abandoned streets. No job or fast food, the work and make ends meet. Used to be a town full of fun and hope, till the streets got flooded with the guns and dope. Shut my neighborhood down like some martial law. It's a food desert now, I'm just kicking the rock. Slick Willie come through with the napkin, yeah. Kiss the factories goodbye, right along with the stacks. Boys Club and the stools come right after that. When the boosters left the scene, everything fell flat. Business out the door, right along with the artists. Didn't have a plan B for the town from the start. Got me feeling late 80s, early 90s again. My people gotta eat, so they getting it in. Young brothers with them packs, with their mind on the hustle. All they care about now is the money and muscle. Set the nigga trap and we all fall in. Welcome to the jungle, let the games begin.
All right, family, that was Nobody, featuring Agent 2020. There's a links that will be in Destination Anywhere, which will be dropping October the 30th. All right. So, the reason why I think that that hip hop is being used as a weapon in this particular instance is because they're going to start attacking hip hop from the sexuality perspective. Now, like I said earlier, women have always been involved in hip hop from the beginning. So there isn't any doubt about that. Some of the greatest songs that we have in hip hop have been made by women. They have been lyrically just as lyrical as men, if not more lyrical in some cases. You can do your research on whoever you want to do your research on, from MC Lyte, Queen Latifah, Moni Love, Roxanne Shante, the real Roxanne, man, we can go on, Remy Ma, Lil Kim, it's so many. The Brat. It's so many women that's been in the game, so there isn't any issue with that as far as inclusion. The way the women get treated, that's a whole nother story. And sometimes hip hop can be used by us as a weapon against us. This has been another conversation as well. In the early 90s, late 80s, early 90s, it was a meeting that they had out on the West Coast. And this meeting consisted of a bunch of businessmen. And these businessmen were owners of what you would consider the prison industrial complex. They wanted to change the dynamic of hip hop because they know that crime breeds prisoners. People who commit crimes, you have to have somewhere to put them. So they wanted to change the dynamic, and they called in some record labels, and then all of a sudden you had a whole bunch of what the detractors like to call quote unquote gangster rap that came into the mix, starting in the late 80s, starting in the late 80s. So that was our way of speaking about what was going on in our neighborhoods at the time, since nobody was listening. That was our CNN, and Chuck D always said that hip-hop has been our CNN since the beginning. So they wittingly or unwittingly used our brothers, in a sense, against us, and it created a divide, which culminated into what you would call the East Coast West Coast rivalry. Now, over the last 20 plus years, the artists themselves, let me make this clear, the artists themselves, not the label, the artists themselves have been the ones who have been squashing this beef with among themselves. So don't ever get it twisted thinking that anybody had any kind of inclusion in that. The artist done that. The artist done that themselves. So I'm gonna give a round of applause, to our brothers who decided, that they wanted to start doing something different. You know what I'm saying? As well as uplifting, the community in a good and decent way. So now that we know this, we need to be on alert. The LGBTQIA community, you need to be on alert. And the reason why I say that is because, as a hip hop artist myself, we don't run around here, condoning any type of violence towards anybody in that sense, to where we want to see somebody get hurt. So I don't know what Lil Nas X was up to with this, but, you need to tread real light, Lil Nas, because, what you did wasn't cool, okay? You cause somebody to act out of their character, and, that ain't cool. That's just my opinion on it. It is what it is. This is your brother 2020. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to keep it all the way real when I say it. So it is what it is. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to play another song here, okay? This is actually unreleased right now. It'll be coming up here soon. You know what I'm saying? This song is called Tropicana. And you'll understand where I'm coming from when you hear it. This was produced by D. Lynch. This is Agent 2020 and Tropicana.
Yeah, it's 2021. Blackpool. I had to go ahead on and boost your immune system. Well, boost our immune system. I know y'all getting tired of listening to a lot of that bullshit that's out there. Yeah, you right about that. I am going to provide you with a little bit of that Tropicana, okay? Courtesy of yours truly. 20, let's get it. You can call me Bogey in the Coca-Cabana, coming through, swinging this mic like God's hammer, bumping and knocking, banging and rocking, spitting this grammar, this that vitamin C all day, that Tropicana, yes. Fresh and squeeze, been doing this task with ease, a student of hip-hop, a master, couple degrees, I see scavengers on the scene, picking away the carcass, I'm running it over in the street, and then I park it, jump out the car, spark it, finishing up the job, I ride with the culture all day, like it or not, my whip hand is nice, I know that wasn't expected, ingredients been inspected, the recipe's been perfected, culture is disrespected, youngsters have been neglected, along with the mindset, society's been infected, attitude is rotten, the basics have been forgotten, thinking you got it poppin' when you really not rockin', you can call me Bogey in the Coca-Cabana, coming through, swinging this mic like God's hammer, bumping and knocking, banging and rocking, spitting this grammar, this that vitamin C all day, that Tropicana.
Yeah, that was Tropicana. I just wanted to give y'all a little, sneak preview that will be out here within the next month or so on all streaming platforms. Just want to give y'all a little preview. I got a lot of new music coming up here soon, so y'all make sure y'all tune in. I'm on all streaming platforms, AG3NT 2020. All right. So, I want to know what your opinion is on this. So I want y'all to comment, I want y'all to share, I want you to get involved in the conversation because it's absolutely needed in this case. whenever we have these type of things go on in hip hop with hip hop artists, you know, we need to talk about it as a family, you know, because at the end of the day, hip hop is our culture. Everything about the culture is kind of crazy. You know, I'm just going to be honest with you, you know, because I've been a fan of hip hop since I first heard it. I was 9, 10 years old. So I've been listening to this for a minute, and I've seen how the evolution has come along. What we do in the streets, what we do in our neighborhoods, what we do in our life is considered a culture, okay? And there are some negative things in the culture. I'm not going to sit up here and, you know, sugarcoat it at all whatsoever, you know, and we're working on those things slowly but surely, you know, but those things don't need to be highlighted. Seems like they get highlighted a whole lot. You know, people have a lot to say about the negative things in hip hop and don't have enough to say about the positive things, you know what I'm saying? So, saying that, I want to say that trying to weaponize the music, trying to weaponize the thought pattern, trying to weaponize anything about the culture, we're on to it now. You know, I'm not even going to, you know, we're not going to throw no cliches out there. You know, just know that we paying attention. You know, so if you're going to try it, you're going to hear about it. You know, Lil Nas X, he's hearing about it right now. You can't take our culture and weaponize it against us. It's not going to happen anymore. You know, we cutting that short. Because it's time for something else. It's time for something different to happen. You know, we ain't going for it. So, that brings me to, I want to play probably one or two more songs, you know what I'm saying, to end off this podcast here. This one is called Two Step, and this is off of my EP, Personal Thoughts Volume 2, The Awakening. Tell me what y'all think about this. I want y'all to check this out. This is called Two Step. New information brings change, causes you to think different. Elevated thinking, the movement evolves. Niggas talk a lot, but they don't love enough. If you say that I'm wrong, then I'ma call you bluff. The teachings of Elijah brought a nigga life. Went from dead to alive and didn't think twice. On the mic apparatus, a brother's kinda nice. Scientific with the flow, lyrically precise. Be lyric with the glow upon his act up. Took show up out his chest cause I had enough. Heard him talking like I'm capping and I'm not authentic. When they've been followers of trends and out of style gimmicks. I am nothing like you so-called rap niggas. 20 years an MC and that's a fact, nigga. A remnant of hip-hop in original form. Weather the storm, still hovering above the norm. They sleeping on me like they huffing on some chloroform. Another breed of MC here to settle the score. Not the same brother when you last left. I'm not moving with the same old two-step. Had the knowledge to wrong, build a better self. Not dancing with the same old two-step. A whole nother tune from the last set. Not swaying with the same old two-step. I'm not rocking with the same old two-step. Got a little pep in my two-step. Put an end to all the talking in the folklore. The guys are back with the food that you've been waiting for. Gotta nurture the mindset with the proper knowledge. Up levels from the learning you receive in college. Resurrection of the dead is a heavy task. Mr. Muhammad gave the info if you have to ask. Gonna take the master grip to pull them out the grave. Cause we're meant to be dead and emotional slaves. There's a lion in Judah who's gonna wake them up. Back and forth in the cage, who will free him up. Got a couple of keys, let's see if they'll work. The locks are kinda rusty, but we can make it jerk. Keep on picking till we find the key to pop them all. Build a foundation and a nation that will never fall. On principles of freedom, justice, and equality. For the human family.
Not the same mindset when we last met. No, I'm not swinging to the same old two-step. Took a couple of L's, damage to my rep. I'm not walking with the same old two-step. Had to do the once over, call it a self-check. I'm not bouncing with the same old two-step. I'm not strutting with the same old two-step. Got a little pep in my two-step. W's in the air, hailing from the west. Where we say it loud and proud, feeling we the best. We at war, so I'm digging through my war chest. Getting my gear and mind proper for this major test. One in the air to our lost ones, rest in power. May God be pleased with your life in this crazy hour. I know a lot of us are slipping, not paying attention. Too busy capping and cooning for an honorable mention. Like the light we had to see is not enough today. So we spotlight the truth, enhance the 4K. Shining in a world of darkness, it's about that time to stop the groping and tripping up on the blind side. Millionaire mindset with the music to match. Had to rearrange the steps to make the plan hatch. No help or assistance, we got it all from scratch. We got the recipe, whipping up the perfect batch. Not the same MC since we last met. I'm not rapping with the same old two-step. Got a brand new sound from the last set. Not banging with the same old two-step. Adapted on the level you ain't seen yet. Not coming with the same old two-step. Not flowing with the same old two-steps. Got a little pep in my two-step.
Yes. That was two-step by your brother. 2020. Yeah, hip-hop as an art form has evolved a lot. You know, all you got to do is go back through the history and listen to some of the music from, you can start in the early 80s if you want to and come all the way up to now. You know, it has definitely evolved. I'm from Anderson, Indiana. If y'all didn't know, I'm letting you know now. I'm from the Midwest. And we got a lot of talent here. You know, Twister came from out of here. Do or Die came from out of here. Eminem, you know, D12. A lot of different people came from out of here. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to give a shout out to all the Midwest artists. It's a couple of people I've been rocking with here out of the city myself. You know, my brother Audi. You know, he's a very versatile artist, you know what I'm saying? I got to give a shout out to my brother Audi. Y'all need to check him out at One Audi on Instagram. You know, just look up Audi, at One Audi on Instagram, at Audi on Twitter, you know, Audi on Facebook as well. You know, check him out. You know, he has a unique style to him, you know. Him and it's a couple of other artists, you know, Troy Dat, you know, he's from, you know, northern Indiana, but he came down here. You know, my brother Skip Matthews, he doing his thing. You know, my brother T Faith, you know, he's out of Muncie. You know, y'all go check all of them out on their platforms. You know, Troy Dat, T Faith, Skip Matthews, you know, some other artists from around here. I'm going to give y'all the whole rundown on everybody. You know, one of my podcasts, I'll be able to know exactly who's coming out of this Midwest area. So, I say that to say, we're going to close this particular segment out with a song me and my brother Audi did. It's called Make It a Date. This is off of his Black Hearted EP. That's available on all streaming platforms as well. This is going to be the last song I'm going to play for tonight. Then we're going to end it out with a few other things. And I appreciate y'all spending the time with me this evening, or this afternoon rather, you know, checking out the podcast and everything. Be sure to comment, like, share, you know, check us out, man. You know, we're going to be bringing a lot of good stuff, you know, to the blogosphere. So, this is your brother 2020. This is Make It a Date. My brother Audi featuring Agent 2020. Check it out.
Yeah. If I like what she talking about, I
I just might make it a date. Yes, this is what we got to do in the new millennium. It's 2021. You know what I'm saying?
Misfit.
We should be, she came in a ball. Getting money, hey, turning up, having a ball. I see the look on her face. I just might make it a day. From the land of the hustle, aka west side of the tracks. She's a PYT from the city, caramel skin looking real pretty. 2020 is the name, and I have a lot of good game. Not the kind of ways on your heart, not the kind of damage to your brain. She's a real 10, that's facts. Met her at the mall downtown. Stepped out in front of the whip with a couple of bags, hair black, eyes brown. Put it in park and I jumped out. Offer my assist, let me help you out. What you doing out here all alone? Where your man at? Hold up, let me grab that. No man at home and she's single. For a night on the town, ready to mingle. Have fun, let loose, no strings. And she's not looking for a fling. She's going home to transform. I pocket the number and skate. Told her be careful, I'll see you later. She said make sure you don't wait. She said she came here to party. That was my plan from the jump. About to go dip in my bag. She about to pour up a cup. We about to kick back and chop it up. I see the look on her face. Not trying to body her just yet. I just want to conversate. She said she came here to party. That was my plan from the jump. About to go dip in my bag. She about to pour up a cup. We about to kick back and chop it up. I see the look on her face. And if I like what she talking about, I just might make it a date.
I told you I'm sliding, let's make it a date. I made a decision off our conversation. Move on my own time, but I won't be late. Just look at your body, you tryna persuade me. I don't have a case, so no, I can't save you. Slide me the number, I hit you back later. She want me to drill, your emotion go crazy. We can talk 6 p.m., I see you later. Want me to drill, she want me to pay off her bills. She want a new automobile. I said, look, can I be real? No, you can't drink party, that's fine with me. You can get turned right now, smoke what you drink. I'm gonna drink, gotta chill and smoke my weed. Just day with smoke, just tell me what you think.
She said she came here to party. That was my plan from the jump. About to go dip in my bag. She about to pour up a cup. We about to kick back and chop it up. I see the look on her face. Not trying to body her just yet. I just want to conversate. She said she came here to party. That was my plan from the jump. About to go dip in my bag. She about to pour up a cup. We about to kick back and chop it up. I see the look on her face. And if I like what she talking about, I just might make it a date. EQ. That's how we do it in the A, baby. Yeah. I know y'all bouncing to this. Come on. She got 20. And we out. Let's go. Black woolly jeans.
Yes, yes. That was
A-Town represent.
That was produced by EQ the Misfit, if y'all don't already know.
Yeah, so this is what we doing, man. This is what we doing. This is hip hop at the end of the day. And since it is our culture, since it is our art form that we created, it needs to be respected as such. That respect needs to be within the community and without the community as well. So just know that, we don't do this just to be doing it. We do this because we love it. And, we feel like we're going to bring something constructive and productive to the people when we do it. Some of your favorite MCs, came from obscurity. They came from absolutely nothing and were able to shake up the world. This is hip hop. That's what it's always been. Musical art forms, expressions of things that go on in our lives. This is what we bring to the table for the people. So shout out to hip hop. Shout out to hip hop. For everything you keep doing for all of us. All right. So this is your brother 2020. Y'all make sure y'all go follow us on all social media platforms. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. I'm not on TikTok. I got banned. That's another story for another time. I'm going to tell you about that. Yeah. That's going to be very, very interesting. That's going to be an interesting conversation. So, my people, thank you. Thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Thank you for spending time with me today. I got some things that's going to be coming down the pike here soon, some merchandise, some different stuff that's going on. So I'll be able to share with the family everything that's going on through the podcast. So y'all make sure y'all check us out right here on Spreaker. We're going to be on Apple Podcasts as well as any other affiliates. So this is your brother, Agent 2020, vibes, hip hop commentary, and we are out. Peace.
Yeah. I was thinking about something, right? Yeah, I was thinking about that too. But how do you know when something's natural? Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. It's got that electric feeling to it. That's what I think vibes are. What you feel that way too? That's what's up. So this is what we're bringing today. Waves of energy, mood changing, thought provoking, feeding the spirit within. Dope because it is that do wop, boom bap and gang gang. We family over here with those vibes, that's what it is. That's what it is. We tell it like it is.